Now, what would you think if your doctor were to say, I can get rid of your allergies, all of them, with one surgical procedure? Would you be interested? I don't know how, if you have allergies or not, but.
Yes, we will be interested.
Okay, and then,
Risk factors.
once you said you're interested, what would you think if he said, in order to get rid of your allergies, I do have to remove part of your brain? That is a tough question. It was a very tough question for me when my doctor, my neurologist, said there's a possibility that surgery could get rid of all of your epileptic seizures, and we may even be able to back off on some of the medications you're taking, but there's a good chance that we get rid of your seizures. My first thought was, I don't know, I'm not sure that I want to go through brain surgery. It sounds kind of dangerous. In fact, at one time, I said, I'm not sure that I want somebody to chop out part of my brain. This procedure is not chopping out anything. So, because of the fact that it could get rid of my seizures, one of the things I thought about was, you know, that would be great for this guy. If Daddy is not having any seizures, it'd be easier on him. Easier on me, of course, too, but easier on him. I even spoke with a friend of mine via email and told him about this surgery. And he said, I recently went to a convention where they were talking about neurology. And one surgeon was really gung-ho about it. He said, we can take care of, with all this technology we have now, we can really knock things out with these surgeries, and neurologists these days just aren't prescribing the procedure often enough. It just is not done. It could be done, but isn't done often enough. So I went through several tests, some of them rather complex, and may seem even a little bit heinous on the surface, because one particular test, after the MRI that they did, you're probably familiar with MRIs, and the EEG that they did from sticking all those things on my head and left them on there for even this particular testing for, I think it was 3 days, while they tried to do what is called localizing the seizures, trying to find the part of the brain where they're starting. And then came the test that I was a little bit nervous about, because they said, we need to put in electrodes that will actually go into your brain. That way we can get a better image of what's going on than when we have to have these things stuck to your skull. We'll have to try and get the message and get all this bone in the way. So they had to drill some little holes, put in electrodes. I wore what I referred to as a turban for, I believe it was 5 days, I'm pretty sure. That thing was kind of heavy, but they had to have it there to keep everything in place. With that particular test, they said, we know right where the seizures are coming from. They're coming from your right temporal lobe. I don't know if you know what a right temporal lobe is, but that's basically the area of the brain that's right above the ear. Right above the right ear, that is, when it's right temporal. And they said that is one of the safest places to perform brain surgery, because that particular part of your brain handles so little amount, such a small amount of what is done with your brain. It doesn't affect any of your movement. It only affects a very small part of your memory, only handles a small part of your memory, and just a little bit of your vision. So I was curious. so they could give me information on risk factors, things like that. First of all, they said there is a 97% chance that this procedure will either reduce your seizures significantly or eliminate them completely. Oh, wow, 97%, that's pretty good odds. So I asked them about other really risk factors. So the major one is it might affect a slight amount of your memory. You may look at people, not recognize them at first, just looking at them, but as soon as they speak, you'll remember who they are. They said it might also eliminate a small portion of your upper right peripheral vision. Now, to some people, that may sound, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure I want to lose part of my vision. Of course, for me, it was pretty easy. To put it simply, my peripheral vision stinks. It's terrible. I'm almost out of time. But, so they performed the procedure. The doctor, who has 3 to 4 of these a week, and now my seizures are almost gone. I haven't had any for 4 weeks. I think this is fantastic. Not sure everybody's going to have the opportunity for such a procedure, but it's worth thinking about for people like this.